So, guys, is it just to me or are the feds on vacation? Because Diddy's slap on the wrist like it was some traffic ticket is really not working here. It's like giving, there's nothing to see here when we know how serious it really was. In the meantime, Tiffany Henyard, aka Tiff Tiff, she's out here chilling like the sequel to her political career is called The Fast and the Flawless. She's on vacation mode. Dalton, well, she got kicked out. Thornton Township, kicked out. Okay, but at the end of the day, it looks like Tiffany's calendar is wide open for brunches, beach chairs, and maybe a little behind the scenes plotting. On paper, the feds could throw what? 25 years at Tiffany easily. But in reality, guys, it looks like the feds are on vacation because they're quieter than a church mouse. And I think I speak for everybody. We want to know what's going on. Like Tiffany has probably been taking 65 selfies of herself before lunch. So let's break it down. What could Tiffany actually be charged with? And how much time she'd really do if she were charged? And whether the feds have gone soft or if they're just letting Tiff Tiff marinate for the big roast and the perfect photo op. Let's talk about it. And if this is your first time tuning in to Southern Confidential, welcome. And to everyone else, welcome back. Take a moment, if you would, to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and now back to our story. So let's talk charges. But we have to be real, guys, because we really don't know what Tiffany did or didn't do. Now, that's for the feds to prove. But what we do know is that Tiffany's hands are dirtier than a gas station bathroom key. And if even half of the allegations are true, the charges could stack up quickly. So the real question is, are the feds on vacation or are they moving dirty? So guys, if we're talking charges, we're talking, first of all, wire fraud, because that's kind of what the feds always get people on with federal charges. What is wire fraud? Well, using electronic transfers to move money in a fraudulent way. Well, it also could be federal grants, relief funds, or taxpayer dollars spent where they shouldn't have been spent. And why does it matter? Well, each transfer can be its own charge. You know, like 5 transactions can be 5 counts. That's kind of how the feds think and how they move. For example, a federal grant for, let's just say, community improvements that ends up paying for first-class flights, well, the maximum time could be X amount of years per count. And of course, there's mail fraud, because they always charge people with mail fraud, right? And what is it exactly? Well, it's using the mail to send or receive anything, guys, that's tied to fraud. You know, like fake invoices, padded contracts, or bogus bid documents. So why does it matter? Well, the USPS is federal, so this instantly becomes their playground. For example, mailing a fake invoice to get taxpayer funds released, or some of the bogus alleged contracts that Tiffany did, or kickbacks that she's being accused of that was mailed, right? Those are allegations, or those are charges that can count a year for each one, right? So if she did it 5 times, then that can be up to 5 years. Then there's the lovely obstruction of justice, right? Interfering with an investigation, deleting emails, hiding records, telling someone to lose evidence, right? And it matters because the feds hate obstruction almost more than the crime itself. So if the FBI subpoenas records, which they did, and then mysteriously half of those can't be found, you're talking a lot of charges. You know, we never really talked about tax evasion relating to Tiffany Henyard. Not reporting income or lying on tax forms, guys, that's a crime. And for Tiffany Henyard, that could mean personal income from her nonprofit side deals, charitable donations that never actually made it to the intended cause. Because the Internal Revenue Service, They do not play favorites. They don't care if you're a small town mayor, a township supervisor, or a mob boss. If you owe, you pay, or you pay in years behind bars. So, for example, take the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Now remember, it popped up promising community help, collected donations, and then it was gone. Later, Miss Tiffany denied it was even her foundation. But either way, the funds never reached the intended cause. So, if money from that foundation or any other venture was used for personal expenses or wasn't reported on tax filings, that's prime tax evasion territory. Now, the same goes if public funds covered charity expenses that weren't documented properly. So we talking like 5 years. So somebody better ask Wesley Snipes, okay? So, but here's a fun fact, guys. Listen up. Now, this is exactly how the feds nailed Al Capone. The feds couldn't convict him of murder, bootlegging, or running an empire of organized crime, but they proved that he didn't pay taxes on millions of illegal income, and it landed him, 10, 11 years in federal prison. Moral of the story: if the flashy charges don't stick, Uncle Sam can still get you with a calculator, and Tiffany Henyard wouldn't be the first big personality to fall in that way. So what you guys think? Is Tiffany somewhere wilding out, sipping umbrella drinks and planning her next move? Or is she sweating bullets like a politician on audit day? So drop your thoughts in the comments, because I really do want to know if you think the feds are about to make a move, or if Tiff's about to skate right past this one like she always has. And as always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Southern Confidential. Thanks for your support. And your girl, I'll see you next time.